Welcome everyone to the Process 34 podcast. My name is Cody. Joining me is Brady.
How's it
Brady,
going,
what's going
guys?
on, man? What's been going on? How's everything going?
It's been going good. Going good. It's been a really good day. Very positive day. Got a lot of good things done. So yeah.
Nice. So, for those of you that don't know, there's been a little change with Process 34. We've decided to focus more, not primarily, but more so just on athletes. Reason being is just because I have an athletic background. Brady is obviously has an athletic background and is currently a wrestler for a Big Ten university, Michigan State. So
Go
it
green.
just go green, go blue too. It only makes sense that we focus more on this. It is very, very vital for an athlete to work on your mind, body, and spirit while you're in competition mode, while you're still actively playing or competing, and as well as after, because when it is all done and over with, it makes it for a much easier transition to have a solid foundation. Also, while you're competing, it can help you in many areas of your competition while you are performing, and while you're not. It's just helps in everyday life, but we just we want to focus on helping athletes become as balanced as possible and well-rounded as possible, and just know how to cope with life on life's terms while they're playing and while they're not playing.
Yeah, totally agree. And definitely from a first person standpoint of doing it, compared the doing process 34 in high school and actually being a student athlete in college. Holy crap, like this stuff, it works, and you really need to focus on your mental health when you get here, because stepping on campus at first definitely very overwhelming.
Yeah.
Very. So
Yeah.
you got to take care of this, and you get in your head so quick.
Yep. And like as we learned from season one, Brady was a guest twice, and we obviously started process 34 because I was going through some stuff, and he was having a hard time your junior year, correct, of
Yep.
high school, cutting weight and just kind of becoming letting the mind take over, I guess is the best way to put it. Not enjoying life, worrying constantly, and
Yeah. Everything just being a constant job.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we started process 34, and it's, here we are now. So, it's only right that we do it together, I feel like, and, take it to the mat, take it to the field, take it to the course, the rink,
Right.
whatever, so, I'm excited about it.
And we've seen so many like athletes just in general over time just have a awful, like a great sports career. Then afterwards, you just see them doing all these awful things afterwards. Like, man, what's going on? And they don't know any better than their sport.
Yeah.
So
Or
we're here
wow.
we're here to help athletes, student athletes, really just focus on themselves a lot better and not go down that bad path, because you're more than the sport. It's
Absolutely.
bigger than the sport.
And it happens a lot. Like another reason why this is so important and so beneficial that you are a student athlete at a university right now is because when you make that transition from high school to college, for a lot of people, it's obviously different for everyone, but it can be very overwhelming. And, sometimes life comes at you very fast and you don't know how to react. You don't have mom and dad around, or mom around, or dad around, or grandma, grandpa, whoever, your guardian was when you were in high school. That person's not there anymore. That person's
No.
not there to hold your hand anymore. So you
And
got to
they
figure
weren't.
out
There's 52,000 more people here, all
exactly,
brand new,
exactly. And everybody's figuring out life for themselves on their own.
all at once.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's important to have a solid foundation. It's important to do something daily that is beneficial for you.
Yeah.
And this is what's worked for us. So we're excited to share it with everyone.
And
Real quick.
if it didn't work, we wouldn't be sharing this. So just
Exactly.
letting you all know it does work.
I did want to take a moment real fast We were blessed and grateful enough to have a sponsor for the month of October, King's Cigar Lounge, located in Flint Township. It's a great place to gather, kick back, relax, enjoy some great food, some drinks, and of course, a nice cigar. So thank you again for the sponsorship. Like I said, sponsored the whole month of October, which October is all about
Positivity month.
positivity. So how's that been working out?
Oh, great. It's been actually saving me more than you think. So, really following the Process 34 protocols and especially really gathering that it's the month of positivity has been really good for me because like we started out talking about being overwhelmed on campus and stuff. There can be a lot of negative thoughts going on because you're leaving home and stuff, and it can be really scary, but you got to grow up, and that's a positive and everything. And especially with wrestling, oh my God, let's just talk about that for a minute.
Yeah,
You step on you step on the mat here in college as a freshman. It's a totally new world of wrestling. The style of wrestling, don't disregard high school wrestling at all. There's some great high school wrestlers, but college, everyone here is a dog, man.
yeah,
So you come here and you're getting pounded on the first couple of weeks. You're like, man, do I really belong here? Like, am I gonna be cut out for this? And you're just getting really negative on yourself, and you just gotta know everything through those negative. You getting your butt kicked. There's constant positive coming out of that, and that's just what I kept thinking. Like, okay, this is good. Like, it's good for me to get my butt kicked. I just came off a really good senior year of me beating up on kids. It's time for me to like get beat up on because that's the only way you're gonna get better in life. You gotta learn from those really tough practices, getting wrestling all these tough guys. I mean, damn near everyone here is a state champ at somewhere where they're from. So you're getting the best guys. And you have to realize that wrestling all those great dudes is only going to make you better. So that's just the positive outlook that I look at it.
yeah. And couldn't have said it any better. It's not necessarily just trying to be positive all the time, but it's trying to find positive in
Yeah.
situations where we don't normally think that there is any, and like for, like what you were just talking about with wrestling, everything, you coming in there and getting your butt whooped instead of getting down on yourself, you looked at it as like a learning lesson. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I
I'm
thought
embracing that, man. Yeah, it's
exactly,
awesome.
yeah, and it's like this is I need to work on A, B, and C and D instead of I suck. Maybe this isn't for me. You know what I mean? So that's huge.
Another thing that was really cool is like you talk to some of the upperclassmen that just got done beating you up too, and they're like, "Hey man, like you're right there. Like you're gonna get good. Trust me. I was in your shoes once, and
Ex-
that just really makes you feel a lot better and really keeps
that's
you
cool.
going. So I love that a lot about my teammates too.
Yeah, that's great. Wrestling has such a like a strong camaraderie and brotherhood. I mean, I think all sports does, but wrestling, you guys just always just seem so tight, and that's very fortunate.
Well, I mean, I think you can really appreciate anyone, even if you're on two totally different planets as a person. You're still in one room in the same wrestling room, the same football field, the same baseball field. You're all going through it together. So
Hmm.
there has to be some sort of respect amongst all of you for going through that grind together.
Yeah,
And
no,
and that's just
absolutely,
something really, really special about being an athlete, I think, too.
yes, definitely. For myself this month, it's I've been utilizing finding positivity as often as possible throughout just throughout the day, like pretty much every day. There's a lot of times where I find myself, pretty much my whole life, but definitely over the course of the last few years where, I'm getting a shorter and shorter fuse. I'm getting more and more impatient. I'm being harder on myself, yeah, so on and so forth. So when
You're
I
hitting
take a
those
moment,
40s, man.
yeah, man, it's scary. I'm not gonna lie, it's terrifying. Like it's here, So um I try to focus on right now and what I can take care of, and that in itself changes my mindset, it changes my outlook, and it makes me feel more positive. Then I am able to see positivity, whereas before I couldn't. So, with me, it always starts with that mindset. If I can change my mindset, it becomes so much easier, which, I'm sure is the fact for everyone. But that's what I've been working on this month. And we got a couple. We mentioned a couple goals last time on our promo for the upcoming season, and we had a monthly goal or a couple, and we also had some yearly goals that we were gonna start as well. So I'll kick it off. So my monthly goal for the month of October was I wanted to clean up my spaces, clean up and get rid of and organize the chaos that was surrounding me at my house. So I started in the basement. As some of you know, that's where, I have kind of two studio setups at my house, and one is in the basement. So I wanted to, I'm looking around and there's just stuff everywhere. We have stuff on top of stuff on top of stuff. A lot of it, useful. A lot of it's like, I didn't even know we had this. Why do we
Mhm.
have this? I come across a couple gems, original iPod Touch, a couple
Yep.
original iPhones. So that was cool. They actually had the iPod actually had some music and some playlists that I created way back when. I don't even know what year those came out. Or when that was, but it was obviously since I've been with Candace, because there was a playlist I had made for her. So that was cool.
I thought that was the coolest part of it.
Yeah,
I
wasn't
when
that neat?
when you posted that, it was super cool.
Yeah, and then Olivia saw it, and it's funny because there's a couple songs that she really likes that she has on a playlist for her now that I've shown her, and that it was on that playlist too. So that was really neat.
Yeah, that cracks a few smiles. That's awesome. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so I was able to get a lot of stuff out. I was able to donate some of it. And then there's some stuff that, I'm not going to lie to you, has been moved from one place to another, but it's on its way out. It's I call it, like, it's kind of like all the junk or all the stuff, all the items were harvested in the basement. Some were, some we ditched and some we donated, and then there's some where it's like, I don't know what we're going to do with this yet, but we we need it, or it has some sort of value, you know what I mean? So we don't want to
Mhm.
just get rid of it. So, but
What I
it's worked
loved
out
about
great.
what I loved about your monthly goal, it wasn't even just like cleaning up the house and just like getting rid of stuff. It was really you just cleaning out your mind and like putting a fresh start on it.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you really look at the analogy that way, that's what you were doing, and that was a really good monthly goal for you, and I loved it.
Yeah, I I think a lot of people operate like that, especially like the OCD people, like,
Right.
like me. If there is stuff all around and there's, everything is messy, then, it's hard to not be stressed. It's hard
Hmm.
to not, feel like overwhelmed all the time, so start there, start simple, and watch things progress. So,
You know,
how about
know
you?
what they say? Messy mind. I mean, messy room, messy mind. So
Exactly.
you did it.
Exactly. What about your monthly
Uh,
goal?
my monthly goal was getting my weight down because this year I decided to go down the 165. Last year for high school, my senior year, I wrestled at 175 and was eating everything in sight, which was
Yeah.
pretty awesome. My first year of wrestling doing that ever.
Right.
No, but this year I'm going 165 because I got to college and it turns out everyone's super strong. So I'm going down to a real weight that I can wrestle at. But this year I wanted to do it the right way. Um, for those of you who know, my junior year is pretty brutal. I cut weight just the wrong way, and it really took a toll on me mentally and turned the sport that I love today back then into a job. And that should never be the case for anything. You should always be doing something that you love. And wrestling was my first love, so I'm like, man, that like this is awful. Like I didn't even want to wrestle in college. So this year is really just focusing on getting my weight down the right way. And some things I did to do that was I took advantage of my opportunities here at Michigan State, and I met with a nutritionist. And I humbled myself really quickly. I thought I was this guy that knew everything about health and everything, and I really humbled myself there. Met with her, learned I'm an athlete and have to actually eat carbohydrates. So I've changed my diet a lot. And yeah, I mean, I've been getting my weight down really good. I mean, I walk around every day at about 173, 175, and yeah, my weight's really good, and I accomplished my goal for sure. And
Can
obviously,
you
right?
go
No,
ahead?
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
It's all good. Go ahead.
Can you like explain the weight fluctuation, or not the weight fluctuation, but the what's the word I'm looking for? Like how you were able to be above a little bit, or it doesn't have to be right on the number all week long.
Yeah. So, here at Michigan State, I don't know if other colleges do this or not. This is just what I'm familiar with, but we never did this in high school. But our coach has this thing called weight parameters. So there's 10 weight classes in college. You got your 125, 133, 141, 149. You got 57, 165, 174, 184, 197, and 285, and that's it.
Hmm.
So the parameters are 8, 9, 10. So that means 125, 133, and 141, they get an 8-pound limit. So every day before practice, we usually have practice at 3 o'clock every day. 2:30, we have weight checks. Those guys from 125 to 141 have to weigh between 8 pounds of their actual weight class. And 157 up to 165, or 149 up to 165, 9 pounds, and then 174 all the way up to 285, I believe, 10 pounds.
Okay.
So that really just like keeps us in check, so you don't go too much over your weight. And which it sucks sometimes, I'll be completely honest, but it's really good because you don't want to cut 20 pounds in freaking 3 days, right? So it really just it keeps you in a good spot, and really doesn't deplete you. So I do like the way we're doing it. It's a smart way to do it.
Good. 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 Um, and then you had something. What else did you have going on? Your math.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my math. So I don't know if any of you know, but I do struggle with math a little bit, and I use my resources again. I wasn't scared to reach out for help because I knew I had this problem, and my goal was to get over an 85% on all my math quizzes. And I took my first two, and I'll be completely honest, like those were scores I was not happy with. I knew something needed to happen, so now I go to a tutor 3 times a week. I go to my math tutor twice, and then I go to a math learning center once a week. And just last Friday, I got 90% of my math quiz. So reaching out for help,
Excellent.
it pays off, right? Yeah,
Good.
exactly.
Good.
Can't
I
be
love
scared.
that. Yeah, that was when you told me that you were getting a tutor and everything. I couldn't have been more happy, just because it's hard. It's hard to humble yourself and say, "Hey, I don't understand this. I don't know how to do this."
Yeah.
A lot of people will they would rather just sit back and try to figure it out, or try to skate by. And it's good that you took the initiative to go out and get yourself a tutor. Math is
No,
hard, man.
humble. Yeah, math is hard, especially in college. Math
Yes.
103, please get easier.
Yeah, right. So we also had a couple yearly goals, and mine was to which I've always been active, but I wanted to be committed and commit myself to start getting on a legitimate workout plan and eating better. And actually, the most important part of all of it was sticking to it and staying committed to it. Like I said, I
Consistency is key.
yeah, and I know how to do it all, and I've done it all. And it always, with me, it's always like I'll do it, and then after a month, it's like, yeah, I'm not going to go today, and then that turns into 2 days, and then before you know it, it's 3 months. And it's like I justify it by like, well, I stretched for a little bit today. I ate kind of healthy, and I played golf again. So,
Mhm.
and that's okay. Golf is being active and everything, but I wanted to challenge myself more. I wanted to get more out of it, and I know that I am capable of doing it. And I also feel like I'm not challenging myself, like so it's becoming kind of stagnant. So that's been good. I haven't gone to the gym the whole entire time. It's been kind of a mixture of both. But when I
Mhm.
don't go to the gym, I'm doing body weight and dumbbell workouts at the house, along with a stretch routine. And obviously cardio when I can get it in. And then when I go to the gym, it's, the weights and cardio definitely. I've been training with Olivia for volleyball, getting her ready, which we just found out tonight. She made the team. So that's
Animal.
amazing news. Yeah. And then, definitely got to shoot a couple hoops too. So I'm just trying to get back into the like wanting to go to the gym because I feel like it's another thing. It's a mindset.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go to the gym, it's very challenging to go to the gym. It
Did
is.
you Let me ask you, did you just have like a moment or a day to yourself where like you really just reflected that and you set and honed in on this goal? Or was it just a spur in the moment type of deal?
Like wanting to get in better shape.
Yeah.
It's been nagging at me for
Okay.
quite some time, and I just keep pushing it off and keep, telling me I'm too busy. I got way too much going on. Like that's fine. Like I'm 40. I'm almost 40. I'm married. I'm golfing. Like and then I see like look at John Daly. Like I don't need to be fit. Like
Right.
you know what I mean. So I can easily justify and convince myself that it's not necessary. But like I said, when I don't challenge myself and when I get comfortable and get stagnant and mundane, I get my mind takes over and I get down. I get down on myself. I feel like depressed and it's just I need a pick me up, and usually the pick me up is like do something for yourself, challenge yourself. It's yes, you're doing good things for yourself on a daily basis, but are you really challenging yourself? So
Right.
that for me is why I chose this goal. And like I said, it's just been something that's been I've it's been nagging at me for months now. And it's like, well, I'll wait till winter. Once golf
Mhm.
season's over, I'll hit the gym. And it's like, no, like that's stupid. I can do both at the same time. Just get it done. And what better time to start than the first month of the new process 34? So
Right.
what
I,
about
I've
you?
I've I've liked that one more thing.
Yeah.
I've liked that you've always taken action on that, not getting too comfortable. I feel like you've noticed that a lot over your life, but especially when we started process 34 in general, you
Mm.
notice yourself getting too comfortable with something, and you make yourself uncomfortable more, which I love that about that.
That's yeah, it's one of my biggest problems. And I know once I get to that point, it can spiral fast, and it's
Yeah.
like, not to be like dark, it's just like I know it's like if I don't take action and do something about it, which usually involves challenging myself to do something new or just something better, then yeah, I sit with it and it just snowballs, so
Yeah.
get up and do something.
Right. My yearly goal was getting my real estate license this year. Previously over the summer, I actually failed my exam 4 times. So that's something I've been really trying to tackle, and I'm not afraid to tell people how many times I failed it because it's not about failing it, it's about doing it. So I'm taking action on that. I've been trying to do one practice quiz a week online. I bought a little like exam prep 1 year pass. So I've been taking just all these exams and stuff. And it actually came with these flashcards. Pull them out. Here's just a few of them. So you go through some flashcards here and there. You got your front, back, and stuff. So that's my yearly goal. I really want to tackle this thing because it has been nagging on me, like how working out has been nagging on you. I just want to get this done and over with, and really just have a nice side hustle in college. That's a huge goal of mine. So definitely want to tackle that by the end of this year.
Yeah, and it's something that you can use your whole life.
Oh, my whole
Something you
life,
can
yeah,
use your whole life, something you can travel with. It's definitely good to have that in your pocket. And I think you are, I don't know the statistics. I guess I could probably pull them up, but you are one of many that fail that test multiple times, I
yeah,
think. So, I've heard it's very challenging. But kudos to you to keep trying.
yeah.
That's awesome. So you're not
Thank you, I
giving up,
appreciate
and
that.
I like that a lot. I like that you're working for another. I guess what would be another stream of revenue, all while you're going to college for to learn about another career, you know. So
Yeah.
that's really cool and very very challenging. Just don't overdo it. Don't burn yourself out, please.
Yeah, that's why I got process 34, man. Trust me.
Excellent. Can you tell us a little bit more about these first couple months? Well, I mean, I guess you've been working out with the team since what, April or May, or was it
Yeah,
summertime?
yeah, I committed back in April, and I came up like over the summer about once a week to practice and stuff.
So
And
how's the transition been, man? Like this whole from high school to college, not just the wrestling, but the whole thing. Like how has this transition been in your life?
life in general, I'll be honest, it was hard. Like August and September were some hard months. You really like moving out of the house, I really did learn a lot about myself. I felt like always been a pretty mature and responsible kid on my own, but this is a whole new level. Like mom and dad are gone, family's gone, it's you in school. And obviously I have wrestling to fall back on, which has been great, and I'm busier than heck. So I decided to download this app. It's called Scheduling app,
Okay.
which has been saving me, man. Like every Sunday night, I'll check out my whole week, what I had planned, and I'll plan it all in my scheduling app. It'll send me a reminder a half hour before, 5 minutes before. So that's been really saving my life. And I mean, I love it here. I've developed well. College is lots of fun, lots of new people. Classes are they can be hard, but they're actually quite interesting sometimes if you're really taking the right classes and stuff.
Hmm.
And wrestling has really been keeping me in check, been keeping me out of trouble and stuff because you're a freshman here on campus, you can do a lot of stupid things, and wrestling has been saving me. So I love it, and I love being on a schedule. As crazy as that sounds, like just constant, constant, constant. It's really just keeping me in check mentally, and I wouldn't want to be here for anything else. So
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that regimen for you, like, is really important. I
yeah,
think it's vital for you to follow like a very strict schedule, have everything planned out because is it just like, you know, that idle area, that gray area, it's like, okay, what do I do now? You know, or that
yeah.
mind takes over. So I think it's
So
important.
I'm never comfortable here. I'll tell you that right now. I am
Yeah.
always uncomfortable. Something new. My schedule changes every week. That's why every Sunday night I'm in my app changing stuff. So I'm never getting comfortable. I'm doing
What
that good.
what was the name of it again? The app?
It's just called scheduling.
Just called scheduling?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Let's check it out.
All all college students, I highly recommend it. I
Really?
like it a lot. Yeah.
Cool. Um So I want to talk real quick, just for a minute. There has been some, like, you know, you've been sharing Process 34 with your wrestling team,
Yeah.
and shout out to Michigan State Wrestling. Could not be more grateful for you guys. It's been a absolute pleasure watching you interview your teammates, having your all your teammates follow and support us. It's been great. So I just wanted to kind of explain Process 34 a little bit more for people that are kind of new to it and kind of wondering, you know, like what exactly is it? So just real quick, little brief synopsis of it. Like Process 34 was created basically to challenge Brady, myself, and a friend of mine to hold each other accountable, to start working on building a foundation for ourselves. So we challenged for ourselves for 34 days. Well, I think we might have started just 30 days,
Yeah, I
but
think
we
so.
challenged. We basically wrote down something positive we did for our mind, body, and spirit every single day, and then something we overcame. So we were kind of living in a world of negativity at the time. We didn't really know, you know, like you couldn't tell us anything really. Like
Mhm.
we could get in those moods, those moments where we're just beating ourselves up, and you know, family, friends, whoever would come, everything's going to be okay, don't worry, da da da. And it would, if it even went in an ear, it'd go right out the other, but most times it didn't even enter the ear. That's how stubborn we were, and that's you know, that's just the mindset we had at the time. So we started breaking it down very simply, just something that I've been kind of working on for a long time, and things that I've learned through life experiences, is, just doing something for your mind, body, and spirit every single day. It gets you grounded and it changes your outlook and mindset about everything. Start small. So what does that mean exactly? So, for the physical aspect of it, we were focusing on the body. Anything positive that you're doing for your body, anything positive that you're doing for your body, anything at all falls into that category. The
Mhm.
same goes for the mind, the mental aspect of it. Anything positive that you're doing for your mind, reading, going to school, challenging yourself with new hobbies,
Watching a
engaging.
YouTube watching a YouTube video about something you didn't even know about it.
Exactly. Engaging
Learning.
in meaningful conversations, watching educational things like Brady said. Those are all things that are great for your mind. And then we get into the spirit. What does that mean? How do you feed your spirit? How do you what can you do for your spirit? What does that even mean, feed your spirit? So for everyone it's different. For me, it's just simply being grateful for my life, what I have in my life. It's as simple as giving back. It's helping other people, paying it forward. Just being a good person, being a nice person, being a selfless person.
Mhm.
And then you can add a million other things to it. People, golf is spiritual for me. Yoga is spiritual for a lot of people. Wrestling could be spiritual for you. Running could be spiritual for you. You could go to church. You could believe in whatever religion you want to, and that's what fills your spirit. Family and friends, it doesn't matter. As long as it's
Spending
making you.
time with them.
Exactly. As long as it makes you feel good inside. That's what filling and feeding your spirit means. So, um it's really just that simple. And then we wanted to focus on one thing that you overcame throughout the day, because I think, so does Brady, that it is extremely important to, when when you're writing down, like, yeah, I did this for my mind, body, and spirit, cool. But then when you write down like something I overcame, it's pretty powerful to say, like, to look back over the course of the last few weeks and look at just the parts that you overcame on a daily basis, because sometimes they're small, but sometimes you overcome something that you wouldn't have even faced
Mhm.
a year ago, 2 months ago, whatever it may be. And then you can slowly just watch your growth day by day, week by week, month by month, and so on.
Yeah, let me say something about that. So like when I journal with Cody, it's like here's my mental stuff, here's my spiritual stuff, here's my physical stuff, and then here's what I overcame. It's usually always that much bigger.
Yeah.
And it's really just it's all reflection because say you're driving your car or something, this old hag like passes you or something, you get super pissed off. You're like, man, she's 85 years old. Take a deep breath. You don't know how her day's been going, and you catch yourself there, and you don't let the little things take action and ruin your whole day. So that's really something that's cool about overcoming it. You're like, man, that really did play a bigger factor. That I could have really ruined my whole day, and a lot of people do that, and people are miserable because they take all the negative and they focus on that negative, and they don't find the little itty bitty positives in that big negative bowl and pull it out. So
Yeah.
that's what I love about overcoming it and reflecting it.
Yes. Absolutely. And couldn't have said any better. And that's process 34. That's process
Mm.
34 summed up. It's literally, and it's so beneficial for so many different reasons and so many different people and scenarios and situations. And it's so vital for sports, for competing. If you could turn process 34 into a sports only, focus only on your sport and watch it help you improve, watch your growth in that sport, write down things that you overcame at wrestling practice throughout the day,
Yeah.
whatever it may be. So um there's there's a lot of them out there. There's, everything is different. Everybody's views and ways to go about being better, getting better, well-being, self-help, all that. it's different, but just, find out what works for you. And this is what works for us. And we want to share it with you guys.
Like, I'll share something that I wrote down a million times. It's like, I overcame having a really bad practice today. I might have got taken down 10 times, but I did get that one takedown compared to last week, and I didn't even get a takedown. You're like,
Yeah,
oh, that's improvement. I'm finding a little bit of positivity. I'm moving forward, and you're just growing mentally, and that's what process 34 is. It's building your mind, body, and spirit.
absolutely. Yep, definitely. So, I know you've had some people that you've met so far since you've been at school. One of them has been your coach, and there was something that what is it on the wrestling door that you've seen on a daily basis? The courage statement.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we have this courage statement that I don't know if all the guys read every single day, but I do read it every single day. And there's this really good passage in there that I read it every day, and it's really just changed my outlook. Like while I'm wrestling, I'll read it real quick. I wrote it down. Here's like 3 paragraphs of it. It goes, I firmly believe we are all put on earth to be tested, to be challenged with adversity, and to see what we can accomplish. The successful person is the one who continually faces the problems that life brings and overcomes them all, no matter what the obstacle is. I also believe people have far more courage than what they give themselves credit for. When tested, people find they have courage to look deep inside their souls and do things they never thought possible. This amazes most people who initially don't believe they have much courage. We all have it, we just don't realize it. Most people are completely unaware that they possess this type of courage. Why? Because if they were aware of it, they'd have to go test it, and that's risky. So most people play it safe and don't risk going for it. They're afraid of going into the unknown, and there are no guarantees.
I
I
love
read
it.
that. I read that every day before wrestling practice, and like when you're wrestling, this up here can break
Mhm.
very easily. And I just think one word. I think of the word courage, and I think of that whole passage, and those 3 paragraphs that I read right there. That's my favorite part of that passage, and I just think of it the whole time, and it just regroups me. It's like push yourself, man. Like have some courage. Don't ride the back seat. Take that risk. Who knows what can happen? Just try it.
Yeah, I love it.
So
That's beautiful. Do you know who wrote it?
I'm not sure. It does say something about Sebastian Coe in there. I'm
Okay,
not entirely sure. I should ask my coach because
we'll find out.
my coach Roger Chandler, he wrestled at Indiana, and he said the year he placed second at NCAA's, he would read that same exact passage every single day, and he said it really just helped him grow as a person,
Yeah,
and
that's
even more
awesome.
so a wrestler, obviously, because dude was a national finalist, so
Yeah, that's
it's
so
pretty
cool.
impressive. Yeah.
I've I wanted to share something recently. It's probably been like the last couple months now. Process 34, because of Process 34, I should say. I've had some people reach out to me in my life that I haven't seen or heard from in a long time. Um, and they were, they saw Process 34, they saw some videos, they listened to a couple podcasts. They started following me on social media, and they reached out to me basically just saying, "Hey, notice you. I notice what's going on. I see what you're doing, and I was just wondering if you had a minute to talk." And they've all reached out to me for help, and it's so cool because when when this whole thing first started, it was like we had no clue what was going to happen. And I remember saying, both of us saying, like, we could just help just one person, it would be so cool. And that's really, at the end of the day, what it's all about is, let me help you, you help them, they'll help them, and so on and so forth. um because that's what we should be doing. We should be helping each other out. We should be helping friends. We should be helping families. We should be helping strangers. It's, life is freaking hard. It is very challenging. We're faced with adversity all the time. Everybody in the world right now is experiencing something. And it's,
Hmm.
so you got to keep that in the back of your mind. And, it was great to hear from these people, see these people, talk to them. And, more importantly, I was so grateful that they shared their stories with me and were like actually like wanting help and wanting to know, like advice and what should they do. And yeah, it was just it was really neat. It made me say, like, hey, this is all worth it every
Yeah.
time where I'm like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to post, or you know what I mean, and I just do something anyways. That's why. Because I feel like if I'm just consistent with it, then one day it's going to hit with somebody, it's going to resonate with them, and they're going to reach out, or they're going to go to Amazon and buy a journal
Right.
and start doing it themselves, or whatever. So it's a
Yeah,
beautiful thing.
I can piggyback off that a little bit. Interviewing my teammates and stuff, and telling them to reach out to Process 34. It's been really cool, like answering their questions when they ask me what's Process 34, like what is it, and me explaining it. That's really cool. Them asking about journals because, like mentioned earlier, wrestling can really get you up here. They're like, man, like, does it work for you? I'm like, yeah, it works for me, man. I've been doing this since my junior year, and it's
Mhm.
changed the way I've wrestled. It's changed the way I live my life socially, and it's been really cool just getting them on board with it. And we're actually getting them all journals here pretty soon, right?
Yeah, they.
Yeah, so
I feel like they're coming tomorrow, so should have them here soon within the next couple of days, and that's so
sweet.
cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited to show those guys that. And we actually have this thing called mindset training with wrestling. We train our minds with this one guy. His last name's Boudreaux, and we have accountability buddies. So I'm thinking I'm going to tell them they can do this process 34 for 34 days if they want to. If they like it, keep on doing it. If they don't want to do it, you don't show any progress, that's fine. But I'm thinking they do with their accountability buddy, keep each other accountable, like how me and you keep each other accountable, process
Mhm.
34. And we'll see where that goes, man. If it really works, hopefully get some other sports on board here, make it more sports and different schools, and who knows where process 34 could go. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, it's been cool. There's been a lot of younger people that have
Yeah.
that have been following you, and I'm sure a lot of it has to do with you, and that's so cool because you know I I wasn't like that, and I know majority of my friends when I was your age, they were like, nobody's trying to journal, nobody's trying to talk about their feelings, or like what's going on in their mind and what they're struggling with. It was keep it to yourself, keep it to
Yeah.
yourself, figure it out.
And that's what kind of me and Cody always did until a year and a half, 2 years ago. We just bottle everything up and go on with life like every person usually does, and that's just not okay. But you got to
Yeah,
express yourself. You got to reflect. Reflection's key in life. It really
yeah,
does keep me in check, and it keeps Cody in check, and it helps us mentally every day.
100%. And probably the coolest thing about this experience so far has been, and I think the most important part, maybe the most important part about process 34, is the accountability part. It
Hmm.
is designed to do it with someone else. You don't have to, it still works, but if you are able to do this with another person or people, and then you guys share it on a daily basis, there's nothing better, because there will be days where you're like, you know something's not going right, or you haven't shared your process 34 yet, you haven't wrote down those things or texted them, whatever. And then all of a sudden I get a text from Brady or Josh, and it's like, boom, process 34, the dates, and here's what I did. This is what's going on in my life. Your turn, tag, you're it,
Yeah.
so it's
Hmm.
like, okay, then you sit down, and you literally are, whether you like it or not, you got to sit there and you got to write out some things. And by the time it's all said and done, you feel better, and you didn't even know that you weren't feeling good, or you didn't know that you were stressed or whatever, and then you do that and you feel a little bit of relief, you got something off your shoulders. And then the power of sharing it with another human being is bar none, because you can write everything down and keep it to yourself. That's great, and that
Hmm.
works. It does. There's nothing wrong with that. Sharing it with another person, though, I think kind of like frees it and makes it a lot less powerful. So, it's huge.
Yeah, like seeing the other person grow, like seeing you grow has been really cool too.
Hmm.
And I know you watching me grow has been really cool. And even like flipping back a few pages and stuff in your journal or scrolling up text messages and stuff and seeing yourself reflect, like Cody was saying, it's super cool to see how much you can grow as a person. And just a couple weeks, maybe months, who knows? It's cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, what else is going on? What else you want to talk about?
Um, I've actually started journaling wrestling too. So
Okay.
I never really wrote down wrestling and stuff, but after every practice and little individual practice, I got my little wrestling journal.
Nice.
Takes me about 2 or 3 minutes, just like process 30. That's another thing with process 34. Let's not think like you have to write 20 pages or nothing. This stuff literally takes 3 minutes out of your day. Sometimes it might take 10 minutes. Sometimes you got to vent a little bit and write some good stuff down, which really does help. But
Hmm.
let's not make this thing where like you think you have to write all these pages and stuff. It's not. It literally takes
Yeah.
2 or 3 minutes, and it's such a big weight lifted off your shoulders. And just getting back to this, I've really caught myself wrestling too, like reflecting back on things and writing it down, like what I did right at practice, what things I can capitalize on. So, like journaling your life is just awesome in general. I'll keep on saying I sound like a broken record, but reflection is key in life, and that's what I've noticed the past 2 years, and it's awesome.
Yeah. No, I love it. Um, yeah, I have been venturing out and trying to do some other things. I
I was
have
gonna say let's talk about Grateful Golf Club a little bit.
Yeah, so Grateful Golf Club. As you know, some of you know, I completely 1000% obsessed with the game of golf. And I love I not only playing it, but I love talking about it, and I really love sharing what it does for me, the game in itself. And for those of you that play the game of golf, it's you realize very quickly that it is all mental. It's such a mental game, and if you don't have the right mindset, if you can't get your mind right on a daily basis when you're playing, you're going to have a bad time out there. So um I wanted to start doing something that focused just more on the mental aspect of golf, and the other benefits of golf, and not necessarily just you know the the game in itself and playing it, and the athletes, and that are playing it, and the pros and all that. It was, let's just do something that just focuses on, like, I guess, how grateful I am for the game of golf. So
Hmm.
um so originally I started, I always take photos and videos and all sorts of stuff whenever I'm out there, and it sometimes I'll come across a picture where it gets my mind going. And so I said, you know what? I just want to start writing, actually writing. And these pictures or these videos, or these rounds of golf are inspiring that. So I would start writing about it and wanted to share it. Particularly, I did, I think, 2 golf courses so far, that I shared about, that I wrote about. And then I, s- uh, I was thinking one day, and it was like, you know, I I try to read on a daily basis something. I always just try to read something. I have like these daily readings that I'll do. Pick up a book, read a couple pages here and there. But it's like, it would be really cool to find a golf book that is like a daily meditation, a daily reading. Um, then I thought, how cool would that be to read that book and share it with everyone else?
Hmm.
So I started doing that every morning, sharing a little tidbit for that date, um, every single morning on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and sharing with everyone. So it's been cool. it's not only it's a fun way to share these things with people and a different way to share golf related content, but for me it's helping my mental game, which
Mhm.
we live in Michigan. We can only golf for so long before that snow starts coming. And then you find yourself all winter long, like, let's go to the simulator. Let's putt 10,000 times. And it's like, I never really focus on my mind. I never really
Mm.
focus on, like envisioning and, doing all these things to strengthen my mind and to find peace and calm the tensions and everything when I'm out there. Like, I don't have a strategy for that. I just go out there and hope for the best. So this has been helping me come up with like a routine every day. And there's some days where it's like, yeah, it doesn't, I can kind of relate to that, but not really. And there's some days where it's like, wow, that one really hit home with me. I take that, put it in there. Next time I go play, I try to, you know, work on it or put it into my game. So it's
Yeah.
been cool, man. It's been fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like everything's 80% mental in life, and I feel like even not just golf, but every sport in general can take that into effect. So I
Definitely.
feel like that's really cool what you're doing with that, and I feel like more people could really benefit off piggybacking off that.
Yeah. Golf is golf is amazing. Everything, whatever your sport is, whatever your hobby is, whatever your thing is, if you're passionate about it, go for it. Go
Yeah.
full steam ahead. And, if anyone gives you shit about it, ignore them, keep going, because there's nothing better than finding something you're passionate about and being able to experience that and share that with others too. But just being able to experience that on a daily basis, like, because I can't play golf every day,
Right.
but if I do something golf related, it's like I feel that, and it gets me excited and it makes me happy, and it actually calms me down. It really
Mm.
does. Golf is amazing. So, like with you with wrestling, I'm sure it works in similar ways. So it's been cool. It's been fun. I have no idea where I'm going with it. It's just more so just like a fun little hobby that I've
Yeah,
been doing, and it's been very beneficial for me. And it's kind of, very Process 34 like, definitely Process 34 inspired.
I agree.
What about you? Have you been doing anything new lately? Picking up anything? Venturing
I
out?
actually, yeah, I actually did. One of my teammates invited me and my roommate Jack to go to this thing called AIA. So a lot of colleges, they all have this little program called AIA, and it's called Athletes in Action. That's what it stands for. It's like a little Bible study. And I've never been too big on religion in my life. I've always been like pretty spiritual and stuff. Like I meditate and stuff, all that good stuff, but I've never really have any faith in my life. And I told myself right when I got to campus, I'm gonna keep an open mind. And my teammate really approached me and Jack in a calm manner. He didn't throw it in our face or anything like, "Hey man, you need God in your life," like nothing like that. So so I was like, okay, like no one's ever really approached me in a nice manner and just said try it out. And I tried it out and I've been going every Tuesday. They're held on Tuesday nights, and I've been going to that, and I've really been enjoying it, and I've been even feeding my spirit a little more, trying to find a little faith, because like I said, I feel like everyone should have some sort of faith in their life and test it out. And I've been trying out the waters and I like it. So that's something new. I took a risk. I went out of my comfort zone, and it's been treating me well. So I do like it.
Nice. Nice. That's awesome. That's there's a lot of things that make you do stuff like that, but I think, it's A, maturity, B, it's facing fears. Sometimes we're just, not necessarily afraid of church or religion, but maybe afraid of what others might think if we
Right.
go, being judged, so on and so forth. So kudos to you. That takes
Thank
a
you.
lot. I've done it. I've actually went to a few different types of churches, denominations, actually different religions, and I've just always kept an open mind about it. I have
Yeah.
nothing against it. There's no problems with it. Um, but I wouldn't say that I belong to any denomination or anything, but I always found it very intriguing, and when you get down to the bones of all of them, they're all wonderful and great things, and they're
Yeah.
all, basically just, be a good person, have a kind spirit, and
Yeah, the feed in your spirit. That's what's so great about Process 34. It's open to anyone, and it's feeding your spirit.
mhm,
So whatever you are, we don't care. Just try it out.
absolutely. It's definitely it's huge. So yeah, that's kind of what we're going to focus on for the rest of the time being. Process 34, how can you use it while being a student athlete? What will it do for you? How can it help you? And even if you're not a student athlete, it's still for you. Like I said, I don't want to pigeonhole it, but that's just kind of what we're going to focus on, just because of our backgrounds and our expertise and Brady's current life right now. How can you not talk about sports and on a daily basis when you are competing at a very high level and one every single day? So,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
um,
90% of my references were just all sports
yeah,
and health related issues. So
yeah.
yeah.
And that's like we were talking a while back, like when I suffered from an injury. Like I played baseball in high school. I played every sport up until high school, and then it was primarily baseball, and that was going to be my life. I was going to go to college to play, and who knows? Obviously the dream was to play in the bigs. And my sophomore year, I had a really good year, and then I got hurt. I had a career-ending injury. Basically, it was the rehab time was almost 2 years back then, and when you're going into your junior year and you have an injury that might take a year to 2 years to heal, the clock's ticking, and you know what I mean. So, anyways, long story short, I couldn't compete, and that was how I always dealt with everything. That's how I handled life, was baseball, football, basketball, whatever. Like if if we didn't have any of those, then it was put a ball on a trampoline and the first person that hit was out. We were always trying to find a game to play and compete. That's how me and my friends grew up, and that's how we dealt with life. So as soon as that was taken away from me, I didn't know what to do. I was completely lost. So it is I think it is so, so important for if you are an athlete and you're not doing anything for yourself, start doing something. Start doing something ASAP. You can start small. It can be whatever you want it to be. Strongly encourage it to be Process 34, but just do something for yourself. Do something good for yourself, and talk about what's going on with you. Talk about your struggles. Talk about your fears. All that, because it's only going to help you. It's only going to
Yeah.
make you better. It's only going to help you improve, and I guarantee you it will probably elevate you, not only in your sport but definitely in life too. So that's, looking back, it's like, man, I wish I had something. You know,
Yeah.
I made a lot of bad choices after I didn't have sports. And now I know, but we don't always have to find out the hard way. Do something for yourself now, take action, and, just see what happens. And then
Yeah.
once the sports is done too, or I'm sorry, not once the sports is done, but even while you're playing the sports, while you're competing, watch how it helps you in your everyday life as well. How it just helps you become a better person and appreciate yourself and your life more.
Yeah. You couldn't have said that any better because the thing in between your ears, you're bigger than that sport. Your
Yes.
mind is bigger than any sport, anything you do in life in general. So yeah, you said that. You couldn't have said it better.
Well, I appreciate that. Is there anything else you want to add?
I'm going through my notes and I think that's a little wrap.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
good one.
I think we're solid.
I did want to real quick once again Special shout out to King Cigar Lounge.
King
Thank you so
Cigar
much.
Lounge.
We are so grateful. It means a lot. We were asking for people to sponsor the month, just to try to, equipment costs money. Things cost money. We're traveling, we're doing stuff. And, it is nice to replace that with some sort of revenue. So it means a lot. If you have never been, you don't know what King Cigar Lounge is. It is located in Flint Township, right on Miller Road, right off. It's Miller and 75, basically the old Town and Country bowling alley there. It's a great place to gather, kick back, get some drinks, get some food, watch some games, and enjoy a nice little cigar.
There you go.
And thank you so much. And if you are interested in sponsorship, please reach out to us. All of our social media handles are going to be in the comments. And I think that's about it. That is a wrap for episode 1, season 2, process 34. We're excited. We are so excited to see where this goes. We're excited to, I'm really excited to see how your team reacts to process 34. If they
Me too.
start the challenge, if they start doing the journaling, that's awesome. And thanks to all the coaches for allowing it, and definitely your teammates. You guys are all wonderful men, and it's been great to get to know you somewhat through social media. And thank you. Could not appreciate it more. And
Very grateful for it.
shout out to Jack Conley for giving up the dorm room for the night for the podcast.
Just in a corner right now, staying silent as can be.
Mr. Conley.
Thank you, Jack.
big year for him ahead too.
Big thumbs up from him in the back.
All right, that about does it.
And one more thing, don't
Yeah.
forget, if you want to hop on the wagon and get yourself a journal, just go look up Process 34 Journal on Amazon.
On Amazon, Lord
get yourself
Bezos.
one.
Lord
Go
Bezos
get
has them. I
yourself
think they're
one.
going for $12.99 right now. 34-day challenge. Pick up 2 of them. Do it with a friend. Do it with a sibling, family member, whoever. Do it with a stranger. Who cares?
Christmas is right around the corner. Who knows?
There you go. There you go. Absolutely. So that does it. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. If you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, Apple or Spotify podcast, please do so now. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We are pretty active. So keep a lookout for us. Subscribe, share, like, follow, do all that. Buy a journal. Let's get it going. I'm excited, man.
Yeah, man. Love it.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
All right. Peace out, guys.